Hey guys, how's it going? This is Khan and welcome to episode 91 of Good or Garbage, the #1 place where you can find out what stuff is being sold in the division on a weekly basis. Trying to keep you guys covered, warm, and secure for the DZ, but you know, if you don't have those classifieds, you kind of ass out. But this week there are some mods and attachments being sold. Weapons, didn't really see a lot of stuff that really got me excited, and you know, I do have a poll question that I have for you guys. Remember to check in the little circular icon in the top right. I should say something about it in the video. You guys can check that out. But I just want to know what you guys are looking for, if some of these placeholder items that I shout out are even worth the time of you guys, or you don't even want to see those things anymore. Let me know. Check that little thing up top, and let's get started with this week's Good or Garbage. I hope you guys had a really safe holiday, and let's get going. Alright guys, so let's start off this week with the placeholder gear. In the gear set placeholder section in Camp Clinton, we have the defense chest piece. This one is at 281, so a little bit on the lower end of the spectrum for a normal that I would recommend in the placeholder slot. Now the armor is at 1986, the stamina is at 1252, the health is a bit low at 14282, but it does come with health on kill and a nice 55% ammo capacity. If you are trying to place hold with some defense, this could be a pretty decent one to pick up for some Phoenix credits. Continuing on with the placeholder in DZ9, we have a Nomad chest piece. Again, this is for placeholder or for newer agents experimenting with some of these gear sets that did not get anything from the global event. Now this chest piece comes with 1896 armor, 1262 stamina, 6% enemy armor damage for PvE content, and it comes with 15,897 health. It also comes with 28% increased kill XP, so if you are experimenting or trying out Nomad, or you're just testing the waters with it because you didn't get a full set, then you can go ahead and go for it. Please do not try to mix this with classifieds if you have them. Classifieds in the 5 and 6 only work if you have all classifieds. You cannot mix and match standard gear sets with classified gear sets. It does not work that way. Alright, now let's move on to the attachments for this week. At the weapons vendor in the base of operations, there's a loud vent brake being sold with 19% critical hit damage, 3% critical hit chance, 2% accuracy, and 42% increased threat. If you are running some kind of crit build, this is pretty good. Accuracy is pretty nice, but I would have preferred headshot damage, but I don't see that very often. But if you are looking for a loud vent brake at 19% crit damage, this is a good one to go and grab. In Camp Clinton at the special equipment vendor, there's an extended magazine being sold. This one I'm going to call the bust and keep going because there's no crit damage, no crit hit chance. This is all about reload speed and rate of fire. 5% reload speed, 5% reload. I've rarely seen any kind of mods like this. And then the magazine size is as topped out as high as it can go, I believe, at 120.5. So if you are looking for one of these types of magazines, maybe on your alternative weapon, this could work out for you. Or if you're not even running crit as your main stat in your build, then there you go. This thing could keep you in the game, bust people down, and then get you right back in the action. In the grindhouse, there is a very placeholder Omega rifle suppressor. This is by no means the best of the best, but if you are desperate, you may want to look at this. Now it has 16% headshot damage, 4% crit hit damage, 2.5 crit hit chance, and 41% reduced threat. So the reduced threat will keep you off the radar for the NPCs, and then that 16% headshot damage is going to, of course, do more headshot damage. So if you are looking for something like this, then you can go ahead and pick it up for as a placeholder. Remember, you can get these at, I believe, 18.5 headshot damage, 4 crit damage, and I believe 3% crit chance. So the headshot damage is a bit lacking, but the crit damage and crit chance are they're on par. But if you do need this just to hold you over, then go ahead and grab one. Over at West 46th Street, the Dark Zone vendor has an Omega rifle suppressor for sale with 18.5 headshot damage, which is about as high as you can get, 2% accuracy, 3% headshot damage, and 46% in reduced threat. So if you are looking for an Omega rifle suppressor, this is a good option. The God roll would have been, instead of accuracy, crit damage, but accuracy is still pretty good for sniper rifles, and it can help out for some ARs if you are looking for that headshot damage. At the Dark Zone vendor in East 61st Street, there is a C79 3.4 times scope with 19% crit hit damage, 2.5% stability, and 4.5% optimal range. Now, having the optimal range could be really good for SMGs like the House or any other SMG that you may have. And then the 19% critical hit damage is some good damage if you're running it for SMGs or other crit builds. So you might want to go over to East 61st Street and check it out. Now let's go take a look at this week's gear mods. At the special equipment vendor, we have a prototype stamina mod with 265 stamina, plus it also comes with 3% skill haste. If you need that skill haste and some stamina, go ahead and pick it up. In DZ4, there is a prototype stamina mod being sold with 264 stam with 1% critical hit chance. Now last week there was a similar mod being sold, but that one had 266 stam and it was sold for regular credits. This will cost you Dark Zone credits. Now there's also a prototype performance mod with 3.5% ballistic shield damage. Again, last week there was one being sold, but that one had 4% ballistic shield damage, and this will give you more damage as you hold the shield with your defense build with your sidearm pistol or your SMG. If you need any of these mods, go over to DZ4. The vendor is waiting for you to come and spend some credits. Over in the war, there is an electronics mod being sold with 266 electronics and 1% crit hit chance. Last week there was a stamina version with the 1% crit hit chance. Now this week it is electronics. So if you are looking to stock up for the tactician's builds that will be coming up in the future, this is a pretty good time. Or if you want to bump up your electronics even more, then this could work out very well for you. At the Cavern, there is a nice firearms mod with health on it, 263 firearms with 3053 health. If you have been looking for a firearms mod with some health on it, there you go. Pretty nice one to go and check out. Over at the Firewall, there is a prototype stamina mod with 260 stamina plus 2.5% exotic damage resilience. Now for the newer agents who are not aware of the exotic damage resilience, basically exotic damage would be explosions like grenades and things like that, and then fire and all of that other stuff. So if you are worried about getting burned or getting blown up, then this could help out your build. If you are looking for a stamina mod with that, then there you go. Now let's take a look at the good rolled weapons and gear with garbage gear scores. Now another weapon at Camp Clinton with a pretty low gear score is the custom M870 MCS shotgun. Now this thing has 296% stagger. The talents on it are accurate, responsive, and destructive. Now if you're running this with PvE in mind, destructive and responsive could work out really well for you, especially if you're running some kind of Nomad build where you can tank a bunch of damage. Now the thing is, accurate will keep your grouping together pretty well, and that could work out very well for Striker. If you are running this with Striker for PvE, that is another viable option, classified of course. But the thing is, do you want to have accurate or maybe have something else that could do more damage? That is up to you. And the thing is, the gear score still is at 272, so that is another thing to consider. But it's there if you are looking for it. At 5th Avenue, there's a pair of Savage gloves being sold. Gear score is almost at 280, so it's not horrible. The armor on it is at 988, comes with 1190 stam. The stam is really low in my opinion. It comes with 8% skill haste, 12% SMG damage, 6% crit hit chance, and of course it is Savage. So with Savage and 6% crit hit chance, you'll get about 13% more crit hit chance if the target is out of cover. You have the SMG damage, and then it's up to you to decide if you want to keep skill haste or go for crit hit damage. Let me know if you guys decide to pick these up. This is really for some of the newer agents who are still trying to work out how to put a build together, or maybe missed out on the global events and don't really have a full set. For the OGs who have everything, this is definitely not for you, but for the newer players, you may want to check this out because Savage gloves are still pretty good, and they used to be some of the best gloves that you could get in the game. At the DZ3 weapons vendor, there is an infantry MG5 being sold. This one comes with 20% damage to targets out of cover. The talents are Sustained, Ferocious, and Unforgiving. Honestly, this is a little bit of a recommendation for the newer agents, and to be 100% honest, I'd rather see Ferocious in the third slot and Unforgiving in the second, because Unforgiving is a lot easier to hit the requirements for than Ferocious. But just as a little bit of a heads up for the newer agents who are still struggling to wrap their head around builds and weapons, if you had Ferocious in the third slot and this was for PvE, you could get damage to elites increased by 10, and then you could swap out Sustained for something like Destructive to take down enemy armor, and then you'd have a really good LMG for that type of play in the PvE sense. And then with Unforgiving, as you lost health, you would be able to get even more damage. Unfortunately, Unforgiving and Ferocious are not swapped, but if you ever see something like this out in the wild, you may want to consider picking it up and giving it a try. Over at Camp Clinton in the special equipment vendor, the Pecan is being sold in the good rolls but kind of garbage gear score. It's right on the cusp actually at 279 gear score. It comes with 21% damage to targets out of cover. The talents for this week are Determined, Unforgiving, and Pecan. Now if you can get these talents to roll right with your build, then this would be great. Although I do see it being a little bit difficult, and it might not work out for kind of min-max builds, just because the firearms requirement is the same for Determined and for Unforgiving, but the stamina and electronics are a little bit on the high side. More than likely you're going to pick the stamina, so you may want to think about re-rolling off Determined, or think about re-rolling off Unforgiving depending on your build. Now if you guys don't know, Determined is in a really good spot with this patch, because basically if you kill 7 enemies, you can have your super back just like that. So if you didn't know about that, you can do that, and you can use your super a lot more than you could before if you have Determined on your weapon. Kill about 7 enemies and boom, you got your super right back. So Determined is a really nice talent to have, so you may want to think about that, or if you're just going for straight raw damage, and then Unforgiving might be the way to go. Let me know which one of these you keep, or if you try to keep them both and what your build is like in the comment section below. Now let's take a look at the 280 to 283 gear score items. In the 280 to 283 section, we have an operator's mask with refreshed on it. Refresh gives you 30% more healing when you're in your last segment of health. Now this is at 283. The stamina is 1242. The skill power on this is at 9,986, which is pretty good. It also comes with 17% blind death resistance. Now, just as a bit of a kind of a favor, I want to ask you guys, in the top right corner, there's going to be a poll about this. Let me know, what do you guys think? Should I even cover these high ends? I know that the classified gear sets are dominating, but I know that not everyone has complete gear sets. So if there's something that you maybe need to fill in for placeholder, it's better to have something in the upper part of it, so like the 283, 284 and above. If that stuff is available and it's okay, maybe you could use it. But if you guys think that I shouldn't even worry about this, shouldn't even cover these high ends, let me know in the comment section, and definitely take that poll, and it's really quick yes or no, and that'll be it. So let me know up in the poll, and let me know in the comment section down below. Now it's time to wrap things up in the 284 plus gear score section. Taking a look at the 284 section, we have the Centurion pistol back yet again, and this time it has Unforgiving. Unforgiving in this slot is not too bad, especially if you meet the requirements, just because if you are, you know, in the middle of a reload or you're all out of bullets and you need something quick to finish off an enemy and you're kind of hurt, this could work out to save your life. And if you are looking for something like this to go with your Liberator, then it's not a bad choice. I wouldn't mind picking one of these up myself, and you know what, I think I will. Alright guys, that is going to do it for this week's Good or Garbage, episode 91. Is that episode 91? Man, I'm losing count. All I know is that it's been a whole lot of weeks that I've been covering these vendors for the division, and I'm really thankful and grateful for all of you guys for coming week after week after week, supporting the channel. Shout outs to all of the people who are new to the channel and all of the people who are new to the division or returning from a hiatus back to the division. You guys are all awesome. It's good to see so much support. If there's anything in particular that you guys are looking for, please leave a comment down below and let me know what it is you're looking for. I know what kind of meta items and stuff that most people are usually looking for, but if there's something special or in particular for your build that you may be looking for, then definitely shout that out and let me know. Try to remind me. If you were looking for a mobile covered mods or something like that, there were quite a few of those this week towards the bottom end of towards the lower south end of the DZ. But yeah, people don't usually look for those things, so I didn't really shout it out. But if you are looking for something special, definitely let me know, and then I will try my best to remember and try my best to shout it out for you. So that is going to do it for this week's GOG. I will catch you guys in the next one. Thanks again for all the support. It's gonna be New Year's pretty soon. Let's have a really great 2018. Be safe. Have a great holiday, and you know, don't drink too much, don't drive, do all that crazy stuff. Don't do anything you shouldn't be doing, and please remember to get home safe. Take care of yourself, take care of your loved ones, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Take it easy. Thank you guys for 2017. It's been a great year. I can't say thank you enough, and I will see you very, very soon. I'm gone. Have a great one. Happy holidays. I'm out. Peace.
Con.